Are you an entrepreneur looking to reshape humanity by bringing your vision to market? If so, you know you need to validate your idea before you actually invest in building it. One option to help you do this is a landing page. This is a page that you can drive potential customers to effectively try to sell your idea before you actually invest in building it. That way you can test if your vision resonates with the market and minimize how long it takes you to find product market fit. There are many tools out there to help you build a landing page, almost too many at this point. In this video, T Sharps and I are going to review LeadPages. I'll discuss what I like and dislike to help you decide if LeadPages is a tool to help build your landing page. Now, this is going to kill my watch time, but I'm going to start with my overall conclusions about LeadPages. It is an excellent tool for building landing pages, and it has a lot of the things you need right out of the box. However, there is one key feature missing, which for me makes it a pass, at least until they can add it. And that is when capturing leads, they do not include the URL parameters of the visitor. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you yet, don't worry. We're gonna dive in now to LeadPages and explore it in full. Okay, so LeadPages. First, let's take a look at the user experience of building a page in LeadPages. So I've gone ahead and put this together. I like this layout tab, and you can see the different sections that you have, and then in each section, you can see the rows and the columns. However, what I don't like is that you cannot see the widgets. So for example, they refer to like this image or this block of text or this image here. These are all individual widgets. And so in order to, for example, add a new section, you actually have to navigate between a few different things. So if I want to go here, let's say I want to add a section between these, I'll add a section. By default, it throws in whatever I had selected here. But if I just want to insert a blank section and kind of build it myself, I need to go down here to blank, have that selected, and then it's going to drop in there. Now from here, if I just go to layout and I look at my new blank section, there's nothing really here, and I can't from here add anything. I can add a column or row, but that's obviously not what I'm looking to do. What I need to do is go into widgets, and then I can choose one of these, for example, some text, and I can drag it in there. Now, once you have some widgets selected, it is nice and easy. Like you just double click, you can change the text here, you can play with the font, etc. If you go to images, some things it would be nice if just a double click would do it, but if I select on this image, I can then go into the image details. I could swap that out. You have a bank of images that you've uploaded and you can choose between. What I do like is they kind of embrace the way that CSS actually works with styles. And so here you can define for your buttons, your fonts, your backgrounds, etc. And so for example, I can change my headlines, and I can change, for example, all my H2 headlines and change them, I guess, to green, and then boom, this automatically turns green, this one automatically turns green, etc. So that makes it easy to play around with the look and feel of your page without having to select every individual element and change its color. For each section, you can change the background color, background image. You can add some padding, right, both to the left side, right side, etc. So you have some control over the display and how things line up. And then you have similar settings for each column and row. So it's pretty simple to use. It's pretty powerful. The only thing I wish they would do is combine the sections and widgets, right? If I'm looking in this layout and I want to add something, I want to see what's in my column, right? And maybe I want to delete something, swap it out, etc. It's nice to have that here in this layout. As is, for example, if I wanted to swap these two, the form and the social links, there's no way for me to do it here with the layout. I have to go into this little move button, which in my opinion is a little unintuitive, and then I can drop it below that, and then I can put it back like that. So it's great for kind of drag and drop. It's awesome that they have those options. I just wish that the page layout was more representative of what you actually have in your page and made it easier to quickly jump to something, edit the settings, etc. In terms of the widgets that they have available, there are some very nice things like a progress bar, Also the social sharing and social like widgets are very nice, and those are things you're definitely going to want. They do not have a gallery widget. So they have options for images and images with text, also video, which is very nice, but they don't have an option for a gallery or something that kind of cycles through different images, which is unfortunate because that's something cool I would like to take advantage of. But they have a lot of good stuff. And of course, they have a custom HTML widget. So you can just, so if I just add this widget here, then I can go in, I can add some custom HTML. So if I did want to use anything that they don't have pre-made available, that's how I go about it. Once you have a site that you are happy with, they do make it relatively easy to publish it if you don't mind the LeadPages URL. Up here you have your publish options. So they give you a link that you can copy. You can customize this with your account and the slug that you want. Then you can just go to that page and you can share that link with whoever you want, and they'll be able to see your page. Now, while we're here, let's show how they capture leads and handle analytics. So if I sign up as test for YouTube at test.com and I sign up, here it drives us to this automatic thank you page. But now if I go to my LeadPage dashboard and then I go to the analytics for this page, so here without needing to set anything up, it's automatically tracking the number of views, the unique visitors, and the conversions. Though I do believe there's a slight delay on when these are actually counted because clearly it hasn't counted me here, but the leads are in real time. So here you see here, test for YouTube is already recorded me submitting that form just now. And then you can download these as a CSV or whatever you need to do. However, LeadPages does not currently automatically handle referral codes. So if I did something like this and I added a reference code to the URL param, now when I fill out the form, test with ref at test.com, here it has my new lead, but it doesn't give me any indication of which URL this user came from. And so creating the landing page is really just the first step. You then need to drive traffic to that page to see if you're converting well. Just because no one signs up for your product or service on the landing page, is it because they didn't like what you were offering, or is it because nobody got there? And so a large part of the job after you build the page is driving enough traffic to the landing page. And if you're not able to see which sources people are using to get there, that makes your job much more difficult. On the subject of driving traffic to your page, they do have these page settings, which lets you configure some of your SEO data as well as your social. So this is the image preview. If someone shares your page on Facebook or Twitter, etc., this is the image that will appear there in that post preview. And you can also configure the title and the description. So that is critical. Ideally, you want to be selling something that people not just sign up for, but are also excited to share with their friends. There's also a place for Google Analytics. And on the subject of integrations, they have a lot of options that you can take advantage of, as well as Zapier. One thing I do think that they're missing when you're looking at a form, and this is something that's critical to all landing pages because the landing page is built to convert. And so as a result of someone filling out the form, they have a few options. You can send them to the default thank you page, which we saw. You can send them to a different page or leave them on the page. What I would love are two things. One, the ability to trigger a pop-up. They have the tooling to build pop-ups, but I would just love a button here that says, trigger this pop-up as soon as someone submits the form. And secondly, just let me paste in some JavaScript code that will execute whenever the form is submitted. That would be so useful and should be relatively simple to implement as well. LeadPages also offers A/B testing, though it's a little more complicated to set up. So first thing I'm going to do, I have this one page. I'm going to create 2 new copies of this page. I'm going to duplicate this once and call it Ukraine A. While that is loading, I'm going to duplicate it again, call this Ukraine B. Okay. And then let's make some slight changes. Okay. So I wish the double click would work. So I'm just going to swap out this image and grab this one of myself. Okay. I think that's saved, publish, sure. And then this is Ukraine B, so I'll just leave that as is, publish. Now I need to go back to my landing page, go up here, create new split test. And here I'm going to select both Ukraine B as the base and then Ukraine A as the alternate. Then over here to next, distribute traffic, 50-50 is fine, and finalize. And something critical, you can't change this later. This is going to run as a test, and it's done until you destroy that test. So whatever splits you're doing, you're kind of stuck with until you want to go through that entire process again. So here's the URL of my test. So if I go into a new window, okay, this time it's going to give me this version. And then if I go into yet another new window, this time it gives me the other version. So it works fine. It's just a little convoluted to set up. So in conclusion, LeadPages, a very powerful tool for building your landing page. They check a lot of the key boxes, relatively simple and powerful to construct the page itself, drag things around, make it look how you want to. It has built-in analytics and lead capture. You don't need to set up any back end to capture people's emails as they sign up. It allows you to configure your SEO and your social sharing, and it has A/B testing. The only thing it doesn't have, at least right now, is capturing the URL parameters when someone submits a form. For T-Sharps and I, that's a deal breaker. Maybe it's not for you. And if not, I do recommend LeadPages. Now, in future videos, we're going to look at other landing page building tools. If you have one you especially want us to check out, please leave a comment and maybe we'll get to it. And if you were intrigued by the page I was working on as an example, be sure to check out avatarsforukraine.net. This is a project I'm trying to validate myself as a way to raise money for the crisis in Ukraine. And I guess that's it. End of the video. As always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you in the next video.